Basically, this video explains what to do next after exposing your patient. So after exposing your patient to the cassette, with the cassette, next thing is to come to where you process your film. So the first thing to do is to switch on your computer. When you switch on your computer, you make sure all connections are done properly. The printer is connected, the monitor, everything is connected properly. Then there's a switch by the side of the digitizer and the printer. So you switch on your digitizer, you switch on your printer. So once you switch them on, this is how they look. This is for the digitizer, and this is how the printer is going to look. So you switch the printer on with the button. So once you switch the printer on with the button, you see it coming on. See it booting. Then once it is done booting, you see the amount of film inside the printer. So the next thing to do is to input your patient details. You click on your patient name, type in the patient's name, the sex. Then for the date of birth, for you to input the date of birth, you have to put in the day, the month, and the year. So most of the time the day and the month is not provided, so you can just use 0101 and the year of birth. So after the patient details have been inputted, you see a green arrow towards the left hand side of your screen. The next thing to do is to click on the arrow. So once you click on the arrow, the next page that appears is the different type of scans we have depending on what you want to do. If you're doing anything related to the head, the chest, the thoracic cage, the spine, the pelvis, lower extremities. So basically, depending on the scan you want to do. For this sample, we're going to be doing the chest. We did the chest PA and the chest lateral. So you click on both of them. So depending on the amount you are doing, if you are doing more than 2, you can just click on all, and the next thing to do is click on your arrow. And after you click on your arrow, the screen appears. Then the next thing to do is to load in your cassette on the digitizer. So you take your cassette. If you look at your cassette, the barcode is on the lower part of your cassette. Let it be facing upwards, then insert it into your digitizer. Insert it properly until your digitizer start making a particular sound. So that means your digitizer is processing. Then if you look at your screen, you see your X-ray image popping up. So you wait until the processing is done. This is dependent on how many. If you are just using one exposure, you don't necessarily have to wait for the second one. But since we are doing 2, you have to wait. So once it is done, you wait until your machine make a beep sound. After it makes that beep sound, the machine will indicate that you can remove your cassette. So to show a blue sign showing you can remove your cassette. So you remove your cassette, then you click on the next exposure you did. Then after you click on the next exposure, you put in your cassette again and wait for it to process. So if you notice, your image is going to be appearing upside down. That's because when the exposure was done, the barcode was placed at the upper extremity of at the upper part of the patient. So take note, when you're doing your scan, exposing your patient, make sure your barcode is always at the lower part of the patient, so you will not have to rotate. Well, even if that is done, you can still just rotate your image. So this is exactly how you rotate your image. Then you rotate your image. So once you are done, the next thing is to remove your cassette once the blue light is coming on. So that means you are done with your cassette. So next is to add markers to your image. So basically, the marker basically just indicates whether either the right or the left hand side of your patient. So basically, you just put in your marker, click here, then click on the position you want your marker to be. So basically, once you've added your marker, the next thing to do is just to click on the complete arrow. So once you click on that, it goes back to imputing of patient details. Now you go to your lower left, then click on all. Then you see the patient details you imputed, so you click on that. Then at the top part you see a layout, click on the layout. Then you see your screen. So now if you're printing just one, all you have to do is to drag, but we are doing more than two. So you change your rotation, then change the amount you want to have. So you put in both images, drag and drop. Then most times you can just switch off your ruler by clicking on what I clicked on. And then there are other settings you can do to it. If you want to zoom out, if you want to increase the contrast or reduce the contrast, you just have to explore it. If the image is appearing properly, you can just print on that way, but if it's not appearing, you can either increase or reduce the contrast until the image appears properly. Done, you click on your print. Your print is on the lower right next to close, so you click on your print. So once you click on print, it will ask you, click on your yes. Then next you see your printer is going to process the image out. It will start making certain noise, and you will see processing written on the indicator of the printer. So you wait while your printer prints out. So once the printer is done printing, you take your film to the view box. So you insert your film on the view box. Once you insert it, you switch on your lights. You switch on the light of the view box. Then once you switch it on, this will help you view your image properly. So once you're done, the next thing is to shut down your system. So you click on your close. Then next is to click on the right hand corner, then click on shut down. And click on OK. So while your computer is shutting down, you switch off both the digitizer and the printer. So you switch it off by the side. Then for the printer, you switch it off first. Press the power button for long. Then once you see an indication of end, once it is done, you switch off the printer from the switch by the side. So this is how your computer will look while you're shutting down.